What's going on today, YouTube? It's your boy CP, and today we're back with a brand new reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to Way Off. She's a YouTuber with about 50 some odd subscribers, but she does a lot of football talk. That's why I wanted to do a reaction to it. Well, it's not even much of a reaction. It's just I guess it is kind of a reaction, but I just wanted to see what she says because she's talking about the Cowboys signing Dez Bryant. I want to see if I agree with her or if I disagree with her. So let's just get started.
Social presence and a figurehead really count in the game these days. Are you gonna put him? How are you gonna pay him? And what has he done? Jason Witten, yeah, he's still not doing it for me. So, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back into your Way Off Wednesday, your weekly dose of everything sport, a little society, and a crap ton of foolishness for the sports novice and the sports junkie alike.
Yeah, like I said, she does like a lot of football stuff.
And today we are talking Dez Bryant and his potential landing spot on the Dallas Cowboys 2020 roster. But first, did you subscribe? See, because I want to put you on notice that I noticed you noticing me.
Now, I noticed you noticing me. So I just want to put you on notice that I noticed you too.
Clever. I'll give her that.
And I know that I popped up in your recommended feed or on your homepage. Either way, you clicked on this video because you were either a little off or a little interested, but you're here now. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and click that notification bell because we do this every Wednesday. I've got you covered. Now, you can always unsubscribe if you don't like me. I mean, like, don't, but you can. Either way, go ahead and click the subscribe button now.
Sure, roll one for that though. I'll say that. Talking about like if you don't like me, then you can go ahead and subscribe. Don't. Right.
And let's get back to talking about Dez Bryant. Will Dez Bryant be on the Dallas Cowboys 2020 roster? No. For what? Where are you going to put him? How are you going to pay him? And what has he done?
Did she just say, what has he done? What?
That's the 3 points to this video. But before I get into those, let's backtrack for a quick second. So Jerry Jones, when asked about bringing Dez back for the 2020 season, simply stated that he thought about it in the shower. Take that as you will. But I never like to take Jerry Jones's statements lightly. He's way too calculated in his efforts for me to kind of blow it off. So I had to think about it. Does it really make sense for Dez Bryant to join this Cowboys franchise in 2020? No.
Okay. So she's saying no, Dez Bryant should not come to the Cowboys, or that she thinks that he wouldn't fit. Where you going to put? Okay, first of all, if you actually seen, because he's gotten better he's not that 2017 Dez Bryant. He's showing flashes of 2012, 2013 Dez Bryant. Because if you had seen him doing his workouts, because even though like everybody's trying to say, oh, he's running routes on the air, it's easy to look good when you're not being covered. But if you actually sit and watch what he's doing, you can tell he's playing at a better level than he did in 2017, where his routes weren't where they should have been. He's actually catching a lot more passes. He's going up and getting the ball. So he's just playing a lot better. So you can't really say like, oh, he hasn't done anything, and you just gotta actually take in consideration. You gotta evaluate. You can't just go off what the media is telling you. Like, oh, media, because people will be like, oh, Dez can't run routes anymore, and then that puts everybody's perspective. Oh, he can't do this. He can't do that. No, you gotta watch and see for yourself. And the fact when you say where you're gonna put him, so basically that kind of backtracks to Jason Witten. So Jason Witten, he came back this year, and they said that, okay, we're going to use him as a progression blocker. Mind you, that was Jason Garrett's decision, and now it's Mike McCarthy, so it's not going to be the same situation. However, Mike McCarthy knows how to train his receivers. So even if Dez isn't that number 1 or number 2 receiver, he could train Dez into being a slot guy. Not saying that I want him to play the slot or he's a slot receiver, but he can train him because that's what he did in Green Bay. You could always find guys like Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams in all different spots on the field. Some plays Nelson will be in the slot. Some plays Cobb will be in the slot. Some plays you'll have all three of them on one side, and then they'll just rotate. But that's how Mike McCarthy works. He knows how to train his receivers so they can play anywhere on the field. They're not just going to be like, okay, you're going to be the left side receiver, you're going to be the right side receiver, you're going to be the slot, and that's it. No. He knows how to. So with this new game plan and this new scheme that we're doing, Dez might actually be a fit. And at the very minimum, what they can do is put Dez Bryant in when we're in the red zone, have him play that number one or number two receiver role, and we can do that goal line fade, and it's going to be a touchdown because that's where Dez scored most of his touchdowns in his career. Because if you look from 2010 to 2015, he has more touchdowns than anybody. If you look from 2020 to 2017, he had more touchdowns than anybody. Mind you, he was drafted in 2010. And he's led the NFL in receiving touchdowns, I believe, in 2014 and 2012. And if he did it in 2012, it was because he was like second. So you can't say he hasn't done anything for the Cowboys because, one, he has more touchdown receptions than anybody in the Cowboys franchise. That goes for receivers, that goes for tight ends, that goes for running backs. Anyone who has played on offense for the Cowboys in their franchise history has less receiving touchdowns than Dez Bryant. So you can't say he's done nothing. Like, please don't try to demean this man because, like, I may be showing some bias because, like I said, I've said it 100 times before. I'm a huge Dez Bryant fan, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. You gotta show some kind of respect to a man that's done a lot for the franchise that he's played with his entire career. Like, honestly, he's played from the time he's played, he's actually been like one of the best receivers of the decade. And if y'all don't believe me, go watch his highlights. Go look at his stats. Please tell me he has not played like one of the best receivers. I'm not saying he's absolutely the best, but he's played like one of the best. I would say top 10 receivers of this decade.
But does it make sense to put Dez on other teams' radar to maybe give him an opportunity for another landing spot in 2020? Yes. Good job, Jerry Jones. I see what you did there. But in terms of where he fits with the Cowboys, I literally just don't see it. The Dallas Cowboys receiving core right now is solid. The Dallas Cowboys offense, in my opinion, is solid. They have chemistry, they mesh. The only missing piece was new leadership. They got rid of Jason Garrett, so obviously Jerry Jones and the front office believe that they have a championship caliber team sitting right in front of them.
Okay, but I don't think she realizes that Dez is also a leader. Because if you go look at the silent line talk, you can tell that he may be looking like he's yelling at them when they're losing or when they're winning. Everybody always thinks like, oh, he's dramatic. He's always yelling at them, trying to like, oh, I need more catches, I need more yards, this, that, and the third. No, he's trying to get them fired up. Because there have been times that the Cowboys were losing by whether it was 1 possession, 2 possession, 3 possession, whatever. Even when Dez was injured back in 2015, he's trying to hype this team up when they're losing. When the chips are down, he's like trying to get this team fired up so they can go out and play. And he's going to tell them like, yo, we need to get it together. Because this is not the Dallas Cowboys team. It's not us. He will tell them straight up, like, we're not playing. And he will use words like we, us. He's not saying you guys or he's not pointing fingers. He's saying we. Because that's what leaders do. They take some responsibility, but he knows that it's a team effort.
And I can't help but agree, and I'm not even a Cowboys fan.
That's actually kind of obvious because you clearly don't know the whole. I feel like you looked some stuff up, and then you thought you knew the whole story, but you really didn't know the whole story. You can't just look up stuff and just be like, I know everything. Or I'm not trying to say she's acting like she knows everything, but I feel like if you actually go back and watch. Because, like, if she's not a Cowboys fan, then I really don't see her watching Cowboys football unless the Cowboys are playing her team.
Look, you have an Amari Cooper, who is the most reliable and the most consistent all-around athlete that the Dallas Cowboys have seen. Even when he's injured, he's one of the most reliable players out there. You have a Michael Gallup, who has been consistently taking the pressure off of Amari Cooper, especially in this injury season. A little shaky at first at the beginning of the season, but he has picked up in consistency and has been a top target for Dak Prescott, coming in clutch, making plays out of nowhere.
Okay, but you got also think Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb, both free agents. And with Dak asking for the amount of money that he's asking for, there's a, I don't want to say a good chance, but there is like a significant amount of chance that either Coop's not coming back, Cobb's not coming back, or Dak isn't coming back. So either way, so let's just say for the sake of argument, Amari Cooper doesn't come back. We need a number one receiver. Because I promise you, if we try to rock out with Michael Gallup as our number one, we're not going to win many ball games. And I can tell you that from experience because back in 2018, before we had Amari Cooper, our record was, what, 3-4? Like, come on now. And Prescott had averaged like 200 yards a game. So Prescott needs a playmaking receiver. Not to say that Michael Gallup isn't a playmaking receiver, but if they cover him up, then the rest of our receivers aren't going to do much. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just the reality of it. Like, Prescott cannot function without a playmaking receiver or somebody that to take the load off, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's not like he hasn't, because he needs a guy where, okay, this throw can be behind or a little bit ahead, but he can still make a play on it. So he doesn't have to worry about every pass being perfect. And Dez can do that. And Dez actually, if you look back at the 2017 film, Dez actually prevented a lot of interceptions that Prescott could have thrown. And I say that because there were times where Dez had to go up and deflect the pass because Prescott put him in a bad spot, and Dez had to be like, okay, if I don't catch this pass, then I got to make sure nobody else does.
And didn't he just break 1,000-yard season? Why move him now? Randall Cobb, great slot option, great veteran presence, cool. You can even throw in tight end Blake Jarwin, cool. Jason Witten.
Blake Jarwin, another free agent.
Jason Witten, pretty consistent. He's going to run the same 10 yards, whatever. He's not a threat by any means.
He's a third down threat. Are you kidding me? On third and medium or third and short, that's the guy you want to throw to, and he's going to get you to move change. But he's not a threat. Okay.
Yeah, he's still not doing it for me, so whatever. Dez Bryant, where are you going to fit in that? I feel like there was no chemistry between him and Dak, and I feel like that's kind of where those rumors started happening about Dak can't throw a deep ball. Personally, I just think Dez can't catch a deep ball.
What? Dez can't. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. This it's like some of the stuff. It's starting to trigger me at this point because she just said Dez can't catch a deep ball. Again, if you go back and look at that 2017 film, you can tell that Prescott left Dez out to dry. Because there were times where he was trying to get Dez killed because he threw it too high right in the double coverage. He threw it too low. He was trying to get Dez hit across the middle. But no, it's Brian's fault. Okay.
Last 3 years that he was with Dallas. There was nothing that stood out to me about this whatsoever. All of those pieces are a great fit currently. Everybody that they have on the active roster. Dez Bryant coming in would have a certain level of expectation. He's going to want the ball. He's going to want the opportunities.
Dez even went on Twitter saying, I'm not trying to put up 1,000 yards or 20 touchdowns. He's trying to be kind of a situational type player, a player that you use in certain situations, which is why I said use him in the red zone. He even said, like, look, I'm not even trying to be the number one, number two role. He's not trying to do all that. He's like, look, I'm just trying to play football. And the Cowboys are his first preference because not only that's the team that brought him into the NFL, I think he grew up a Cowboys fan too. So, like, come on now. Don't try to act like Dez wasn't a great receiver, and he still is a great receiver. His numbers are down because Prescott and him didn't have that same chemistry as Tony Romo and him. However, that Tony Romo and Dez Bryant connection took 3 seasons. So just to put Prescott with Dez, of course the connection's not going to be there in the first year or two. Reason why Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott are doing so well and they got good chemistry, it's because they actually took time afterwards, like prior to practice and after practice, they were like, okay, we're gonna run some routes, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do. Okay, that's what Dez and Dak never really did. And even before Dez got cut, he said, okay, I want to get Dak and like work on our chemistry. So that clearly signifies like, hey, they haven't worked on it, but during the offseason, that's what they wanted to do. But since Dez got cut, they didn't do it.
And I feel like there's going to be a big break in chemistry if he's not willing to take a pay cut and a play cut. Now, I don't foresee the Dallas Cowboys drafting a receiver, but like I said, this receiving core coming out, they're crazy electric and
free agents. Amari Cooper is a free agent. Randall Cobb is a free agent. Blake Jarwin is a free agent. So that's why you need to think about it. You need to think about bringing back Dez, because these guys are kind of asking for a lot of money. Dez isn't going to ask to be the highest paid receiver in the league because he knows that's too much and he's not going to get paid. He knows he's not going to be, oh, I'm going to have 80 snaps a game. He knows that. He's just trying to contribute.
they're able to be molded. That's what you want. Dez is kind of at the end of his tenure where he is what he is. You kind of take it or leave it. So no, I don't think Jerry Jones was actually considering this. And then if he was, it had to be that of a nostalgia move somehow because he.
So Jerry Jones even said Dez Bryant's kind of like a son to me. Stephen Jones, vice president of the Dallas Cowboys, he said he was intrigued with the thought of bringing back Dez Bryant. Even when Dez got cut, he said the Garrett guys, as in Jason Garrett, guys who are more sided towards Garrett, who worked under Garrett, are like, yeah, we kind of want him gone, but whatever Garrett wants is. So you can't sit here and act like Jerry didn't want Dez, because the decision to cut Dez was a whole Jason Garrett thing.
Felt like when he brought Witten back that I don't know if he thought Witten was going to be able to play, or he just felt some duty to Witten to bring him back, because there is nothing lethal about Witten to me.
Like I said before, he's a third down threat. When it's 3rd and 5 or less, throw it to Witten, first down. Because he cannot be covered on that tight end option. He can't. And to say that he's not a threat, but he has 60 catches, like, come on now.
Debate me about that all day long. Now, how you gonna pay him? Okay, that's the main question. Dallas still hasn't paid the people that they want on their roster. Now you got a Dak Prescott who took a bet on himself, and regardless of what you think in terms of the optics or not winning a championship, Dak is coming off of one of the best seasons that he's ever had.
Okay, yes, Dak is coming off great, but do you not realize how much he's asking for? He's asking to be the top paid quarterback in the NFL. And what's crazy is the Cowboys even offered him that amount to make him the highest, but he was like, no, I want more. Like, are you serious? And plus, Randall Cobb's asking for $7 million. And we just got a lot of guys that we need to resign. And that's the thing I hate because Cowboys last year, we signed like a lot of 1 to 2 year deals. Well, some of the guys that we brought in, they were on 1 year deals or the last year of the deal. So it's like, bro, you're going to have to sit here and resign half your team.
He took a bet on himself and he won. He deserves a long-term contract. Tank Lawrence, done deal, needs one. They franchise tagged him, but they need to pay him. Amari Cooper is a free agent. teams are vying for Amari Cooper's attention. He wants to stay in Dallas. Dallas definitely wants him to stay in Dallas, and we'll see how the two ends will meet. Michael.
So I'm gonna make a prediction right here. They're gonna tag Dak because he's asking for a lot. They'll probably give him one more offer before the end of the weekend. Or I said before the end of the week, because I know the tag deadline is like Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and I think free agency starts Wednesday or Thursday. So with that being said, by the end of this week, they're going to tag Dak, and then they're going to pay Amari, because Amari's asking for, I think, like 19 million, or like maybe even 20 million, somewhere in that range. So they're going to pay Coop, pay the other guys that they need, tag Dak. Because you have two types of tags. You have the second round tender, and then you have the franchise tag. So you can use that second round tender on a guy like, I don't know, Blake Jarwin, Robert Quinn, whoever you want to use it on. So they have the means to bring guys back. They're just waiting until the last minute. I think Jerry is kind of like doing that for the suspense. He's like, look, I'm just going to hang back, wait until it's like near the deadline, and then I'm going to start re-signing guys.
Michael Gallup. Good thing about Michael Gallup, he's still a steal because he can't renegotiate his contract this year. That's a win. So again, how you going to pay him? How you going to pay Witten? I don't think Witten wants to get paid. I don't even know if Witten wants to play. But where you going?
Witten definitely wants to play. He said he wanted to return in 2020. And I'm pretty sure a guy like Jason Witten's not going to ask for a whole lot of money. Like, because he loves football, so he's not asking for a lot.
Where's the money going to come from? Houseway? Where? Now, what has he done?
The man is a future Hall of Famer. Like, saying what has Jason Witten done is like saying what has Larry Fitzgerald done. What has Tony Gonzalez done? What has Terrell Owens done? Want to know what they've all done? They've all had 1,000 career catches or more. That's what he's done.
I already told you what he's done. Nothing. Now, granted, for this Dallas Cowboys organization, last 3 years, optics, numbers, not where they needed to be, personally, or in my opinion. But moving on to another NFL team, he might be a fit. He might be a fit in New York. Maybe they need some veteran presence. He might be a fit in Oakland. I don't know. You tell me, where do you think Dez Bryant would be a great fit should he land?
He's not. Trust me, I promise you, he's not going to go to New York, and he's not going to go to Oakland. I say that because New York and Oakland are terrible teams. Now, if he ends up on a different team that actually wins ball games, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. But he's not going to end up in Oakland. He's not going to end up in New York. The reason why is because he wants to play for a real team. So even if he ends up with them, that's because nobody else, or they're either throwing money at him or nobody else is trying to sign him. So I really don't think he's going to end up in New York or Oakland.
On an NFL roster. But to me, he's done nothing. Now, he is an aging wide receiver. You know, wide receivers' careers don't tend to last very long, just a little bit longer than running backs. He's injury prone because any injury in my mind that you sustain after age 30 makes you injury prone because your bones.
That's not necessarily true. But I'm gonna just let her talk.
A little fragile, you know, things ain't working the way they used to. You've been taking those hits all year long. And then he's 2 years removed from the game. Hasn't seen any contact. So obviously he's rusty. It's going to take some time for him to develop. Why are you going to develop him?
Now this goes back to actually watching. Have you seen what he does? Like, he's out on the field working every single day. Now granted, he doesn't always post it, but at least like once every 2 or 3 days he'll post him on the field, running routes, getting better, making sure he catches the ball. Have you seen him with Patrick Mahomes? Because he was looking really, really good with Patrick Mahomes.
You could develop a new player who's going to last longer. That's fine. But in terms of what has he specifically done, I am a firm believer in the out of sight, out of mind principle. Okay, Dez Bryant was one of the most notable playmakers for one of the most widely known franchises in the world in one of the most booming markets for doggone near everything in the United States, in Dallas. For the last 2 years, we have not seen nor heard anything from Des Bryant apart.
That's because you don't look. Oh my God. Guys, this is really making me angry. I'm so sorry, but it's really making me mad because like the stuff she's saying, it doesn't. It's counterintuitive because like she's saying, "Oh, we haven't heard from Des Bryant." He posts on Twitter every day, and he's posting on social media about him working out. He's saying like, "Yo, I'm going to be on an NFL roster." And they even asked him like, "Oh, would you consider the XFL?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to the XFL. I want to be in the NFL."
From what he posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago of him working out at the Star. You can be as hyper focused as you want to on the game, but knowing that you're aging.
So she said we haven't heard from him, but he's posted on social media. So you just contradicted yourself.
That your career is dwindling. You're not anywhere for anybody to remember. You're not anywhere for anybody to recognize your talent anymore. Here's where I'm going with this. Tony Romo. Tony Romo is about to cash in big on his deal with CBS. Really happy for him. Dez is apparently too, because while other NFL players were a little bitter that Tony Romo.
There's just, see, that's what I don't get. Why people worried about Tony Romo's money? He's not playing football no more. He's an analyst, and if they want to pay him that amount, that's his business. Don't. If you ask me, one person should never worry about another man's money. Like that's their business and their business alone.
Was making all that money. Dez kind of came to his defense with a quote tweet that essentially said, "You should be happy that there's more money to be made outside of the game than there is in the game." Pissed me off. So you wholeheartedly know that. Now, granted, I don't know anything about Dez's investments, his personal finances, none of that junk. But from what I've seen, because I live in the Dallas area, you know and understand that there's money to be made outside of the game. And yet this entire time, we haven't seen anything from.
Yo. Alright, whatever. She just said she doesn't know about his finances. But, alright, moving on.
That doesn't make sense, because I personally believe one of the things that really could have helped Dez get on a roster a lot quicker, or can help him get on a roster now, is just presence. I feel like the game is evolving. I feel like social presence and a figurehead really count in the game these days. There's plenty of opportunities to partner with like ESPN or the NFL Network. You could bring back sports science, mentor some young wide receivers, at least set yourself up to be an assistant coach or practice something. Mentoring these guys, getting in front of the camera, great publicity and marketing for the NFL and whatever team you're on. You look like a leader, you look like a veteran. And then on top of that, automatically, I'm going to pay attention to what you're doing, how you're working out, who you're playing with. Because
He even said, I'm pretty sure Dez said that, yo, like, I can help out these other guys. If you look. And by those other guys, I mean the Cowboys players, not even just the receivers, but he was like, look, I'm trying to be a leader and I'll lead this team to a Super Bowl. But again, he's done nothing, right? And he hasn't showed anybody anything. He hasn't been there, he's just been quiet. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, I'm done with this video because she, like I said, she's starting to make me mad, and it's like I'm just gonna move on. But I want to thank you for watching this video. Comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with her? Do you have your own opinion? What do you think Des Bryant's going to do in the offseason? Because free agency is actually this upcoming week. So we'll see what happens. But make sure you leave a like. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys tomorrow.